Hey, I'm Joel, and this week I've decided I'm going to challenge myself to doing yoga every day for an entire week, and maybe try to learn the hardest poses out there. Also, I should have mentioned, I've never actually done yoga before. Yoga's been around for over 5,000 years, originating as a mostly spiritual practice in ancient India and transitioning through the years to modern-day yoga studios and homes in cities around the world. Simply searching yoga on YouTube yields what seems like an infinite amount of videos teaching you how to contort your body into positions you never would have imagined. All in all, this practice has become a global phenomenon worth more than $88 billion, fueled by over 300 million people who do yoga around the world. And today, I'm adding one more.
I'm not ready for this.
Honestly, I'm typically pretty anxious and have a constant feeling of time running out. So laying down in a room to breathe and stretch for any period of time seems like a waste. But with its popularity and a lower back that has seen better days, I think it's time to give it a shot. So for the next 7 days, I'll be practicing yoga for at least 20 minutes each day and see how it goes. What's up, guys? So day 1 of yoga. So in order to make it feel like I actually got something out of this, I thought it would be interesting if I taught myself how to complete 3 of the most complex yoga poses. Since from what I'd seen, it was mainly stretching, I didn't think it would be too bad.
I hate it here!
I was absolutely wrong. Not only were the positions hard, but it was literally impossible for my body to stretch and contort in most ways that the video asked me to. I ended the first day sweaty, defeated, and with a newfound respect for yoga. I don't think jumping into the hardest yoga pose ever was the best introduction. I thought it would be a little bit easier and it was cool to try it out and everything, but honestly, I don't think I'm there yet. I've heard some recommendations of a YouTube channel called Yoga with Adrian, so I think I'm gonna give that a try and try it more the right way, I guess, instead of just jumping to the extreme poses. Let's see how it goes. Going back to square one was definitely a lot more refreshing. In this first session, I was surprised with how much of the focus of the session wasn't exactly on the poses or stretches at all, but a combination of mindfulness and breathing. And these actually turned out to be some of the hardest parts. I find myself having moments where I was supposed to be completely still and in the moment, but I couldn't keep my mind wandering to the most random things. One example of this was the stitching on my pants seemed to be coming apart, and once I noticed it, there was nothing else I could think about, even having to go back and rewind parts of the video just to catch what the instructor was saying. Secondly, understanding when to breathe correctly. Throughout the sessions, the instructor makes emphasis on when to inhale versus exhale during key portions of the poses. For some reason, following her and knowing when to breathe during each pose usually turned out to be the hardest part of them. It quickly was starting to look like yoga was definitely a lot more than just stretching, and I might have my days cut out for me. For day 3 of the challenge, I decided to switch things up a bit and do my session outside. I really enjoyed the flexibility of these sessions. By only needing a yoga mat and a free 20 minutes, it allowed me to set up anywhere and avoid any friction or excuses. In contrast to something like the gym, where I would typically have to change, drive to the gym, work out, and then come back, which is usually a lot harder to motivate yourself to do. This day introduced some core work, which proved challenging, but also pretty fulfilling, as it felt like it combined a decent workout, but I also felt stretched out and energized at the end of it. Today's one of those days. I'm feeling super anxious and just overwhelmed. I've got a lot going on. I'm currently in California trying to facilitate moving my stuff that I've had in storage for like 3+ years. And so I'm dealing with movers, dealing with like the storage company. I might have flown all the way to California and spent the money on a flight and might not even be able to make the move happen. I gotta do yoga and film the clip today or I'll get behind. I'm already pretty behind on the whole video. I'm behind on posting, not really keeping up the momentum from the last video. I thought I'd just pull out the camera, vent a little, see if that helps in any way. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So I'll see if there's a yoga clip later in the day that I can post, but if not, you know why. Yeah, hopefully all goes well here. See you guys later. A bit after that, I found some time to set down a mat in a local gym
and actually set some time to do a quick session in before the day ended. And to my surprise, it actually turned out to be one of my favorite sessions yet. These 20 minutes forced me to just be present in the moment and breathe. And just taking a couple seconds to not think about those 1,000,001 problems I had going on in my head turned out to be just what I needed to flip my perspective and figure out some solutions. Over the next couple of days, I continued to practice for at least 20 minutes every day, and also started to see improvements in my ability to follow along and also stay mindful. Although I still had moments where I zoned out, concentrating on something completely unrelated, I found that I was also able to catch myself and pull myself to the present moment a lot easier. The breathing continued to be a bit difficult to follow, but I did notice that when I was able to follow along correctly, it made the physical aspects of yoga so much easier to follow through on. Finally, my last session was here. Just 7 days ago, I had zero experience with yoga, and honestly thought it was overhyped, and I was worried about wasting my time just stretching for 20 minutes. But today, my hips and lower back are honestly feeling better and looser than ever. I still have a long ways to go before being able to reattempt any of those initial yoga poses, but I can definitely see some progress. I also noticed that coming out of these sessions, I was feeling energized, which carried on after my sessions and actually helped me feel more productive through the day. This was in complete contrast to weightlifting for me, where I usually felt destroyed after a 2-hour gym session and just wanted to get home and take a nap. Truth be told, it's kind of ironic how 7 days ago, I was worried about wasting time doing some random stretches, because my biggest takeaway from these sessions was how important it was to take some time out of each day to just be present. Not worry about what you need to get done today, not think about whether you're on the right career path, or beat yourself up for not having posted any videos in the past 4 weeks, to just appreciate the present moment. So if you take anything from this video, you don't have to do yoga, but give yourself that time today to turn off your brain for just a second, to not think about anything, and just breathe.